right. So it has been way too long.
Been almost a month since our last Infinity Gauntlet coverage.
It just slipped away from us, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how it happened.
I moved.
That's
a big
true.
part of it.
Yeah, we had to cancel a couple filming days.
All right.
We also are anticipating doing more releases soon, trying to get to that 7-day-a-week schedule.
That's the goal.
That's what we're hoping for. And yeah, it just kind of got away from us.
Yeah, conventions. A couple other breakdowns we started doing.
That's
New hosts.
right. That's right. But it's a lot of fun. And right now, we're actually on to Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, issue 31.
You know, this was a really good book.
It was.
This is I think my favorite tie-in so far.
So far, yep. Assuming the Silver Surfer issues don't count as Infinity Gauntlet tie-ins.
I agree with that.
They might, but I don't consider them tie-ins. That's the meat of the story.
It is. No, if anything, it's a Silver Surfer story that has a quick little cut to an event.
Exactly.
But before we move on to Doctor Strange, we do have a comment from our last video.
From our last video on the Hulk crossover tie-in issue that we did. This is a comment from John's Comics with Kids.
Oh, John, thank you so much for leaving a comment.
We love you, man. He says, love the balance of play-by-play and color commentary. You guys are killing this saga. You're guaranteed at least one leisure suit in the mail. It won't be from me, but I see it in your future.
Oh.
I like that clarification there.
One day, maybe I'll wear a leisure suit. Oh.
You know, we joke about that, but one day that's probably going to happen, and it's going to be glorious.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait.
All right. Well,
just don't send me one.
We're not going to be able to get me in a leisure suit until we get through this issue because we're moving on to Doctor Strange.
Exactly. He's dealing with this aftermath. Silver Surfer crashed through his roof right before Infinity Gauntlet #1 started.
This takes place just moments after the snap.
3.7 seconds.
It actually says it in a panel. Like, this is seconds after the snap.
They go out of their way to define it.
Doctor Strange is hovering over a lifeless, near lifeless. I mean, he's still alive, but unconscious, maybe be the better way to put it.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer.
He's gone through a lot in the past few minutes. Really.
Think about it. We have to put ourselves in Silver Surfer's shoes, all right?
Surfboard boots.
Yeah, his surfboard boots.
Whatever.
Surfboard snow boots.
What do you wear to surf?
Your surfboard boots? Do you wear boots on your surfboard?
How do you surf?
Ryan goes with a jacket and like a helmet.
Poles.
He's like, all right, I'm ready to go surfing. Anyway, so Silver Surfer, you have to like put yourself in his shoes, right? This whole run, this whole time, all he's been doing is trying to like tell people what information he got.
Thanos is coming.
There's
been dealing with that forever.
An atomic bomb, a universal atomic bomb that's about to go off. And he finally is able to communicate this information, and then the bomb goes off. Half of all living species disappear. So I think for good reason, he passes out.
He's over it. He's done. He's a little depressed and defeated, figuratively and quite literally.
He has to go into Silver Surfer's mind, and it is awesome.
It's very awesome in there. It actually reminds me a lot of Inception, even though we reference Inception more than we should. It's probably
very accurate.
Going into someone's subconscious. That's like quite literally the plot of that film.
I know. And this is actually my favorite panel of the issue, because what is Silver Surfer's subconscious? What is his reality in his mind?
The way he sees it, the way he visualizes his brain space. Well, his brain space is outer space. Planets and, stars.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Right, yeah. He spends all his time in space.
What would be your space in your subconscious, Ryan?
Like you have to represent your inner mind, just like a blank canvas, a literal white, like in the Matrix. When Neo and Morpheus are watching that like TV in that just
yours would be the room,
white space. Yeah,
the room would the TV be in your space?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
be a newer TV, a nicer TV than that old rickety box. But oh yeah, TV recliner.
All right, so Doctor Strange, he's in this space and he has to bring Silver Surfer back. So he goes and finds him.
Yeah, that doesn't take too long. It's Silver Surfer's subconscious. He's in there.
He's super depressed.
He's flying around. He doesn't really have a mission anymore.
He's given up.
Right?
He's like completely given up. He needs a pep talk, like really bad. And Doctor Strange is the one to do it.
He comes in like an angel out of It's a Wonderful Life, like showing him, here's all the good that you've been doing. Your existence is a good thing. If you were not here, the world would be a much worse place. And here's how. So he shows him how Silver Surfer's hung up on Galactus and the whole creation of himself. When Galactus showed up on his own planet, And Silver Surfer sacrificed himself to save his planet, basically. He became Galactus's herald to prevent him from destroying this planet full of life and, people, beings. And at this moment, Silver Surfer thinks that maybe he should have just died. Maybe he shouldn't have volunteered for this job.
Ooh, wow. Like regretting making the decision to become the Herald of Galactus in the first place.
Right.
Letting the entire planet just go to waste. Whoa, like this is heavy. He's really regretting a lot in this moment here. And this is because he recently got his soul back. He has a conscience and he is feeling the guilt of what just happened and the weight of this responsibility that he felt was his. Fortunately, Doctor Strange is able to show him, though, that this decision wouldn't have been wise of him to make. He actually shows him the different versions that this could have played out.
Yeah, that also reminded me of the Infinity War film, how Doctor Strange sees kind of a whole bunch of potential futures and how in every one of them it's not good.
And he does it all in like one moment.
Right.
And he even tells Silver Surfer, like, I've gone through countless ways that this could have played out. And all of which means way more death.
You're right.
Like billions.
It's kind of simple when you get down to the core of it. Like, Silver Surfer volunteered to go find planets for Galactus to consume that don't have people and life and, things on them worth saving. Planets.
Galactus is on autopilot. He's
Right.
too big of an entity to care about little things. So Silver Surfer even having a little bit of influence, that goes a long way.
So once Silver Surfer got trapped on planet Earth, Galactus had the choice to either go back to the way he was before or get a new herald and start doing that all over again. And he chose the second option, which implies that Silver Surfer had some kind of impact on the way he thinks.
Had Silver Surfer not made that deal with Galactus, Silver Surfer would have ruined the opportunities for further heralds to take that role, thus multiplying the damage Galactus would have inevitably done.
Exactly. It's kind of trippy when you think about the ripple effect.
Right.
At least for me as a reader, it's pretty clear that Doctor Strange is doing the right thing. He's showing him, you made the right call. This is how it should be. It might suck, but the alternative's worse.
Brings him back.
Yeah.
He brings him back. And Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange know now that they have work to do. There's a chance, and potentially, if there is a chance, it's going to be them teaming up and moving forward.
It was actually a really cool moment, though, was when they kind of get over this mental block of Silver Surfers, Doctor Strange just snaps his fingers.
Oh, that panel, man.
To bring them back into the real world, the reverse.
This is one of those moments where if you're not reading all the issues, you're missing a huge man, just experiencing Doctor Strange make the snap.
Yep.
You knew that the writers and creators,
they're identical panels.
Yeah, it's the same panel. Yep. That right there is done with purpose, and it's done just because you experienced this at that time so soon. It's a great feeling and it's awesome. And it's just you gotta read all these comics to get that feeling.
It makes a big difference on the way the event itself feels.
You would pass that snap if you were just a Doctor Strange passive reader.
Sure.
Or you wouldn't appreciate this comic book nearly as much had you not included this.
If you just skipped right to Infinity Gauntlet number 2 after Infinity Gauntlet number 1, you would not have gotten any of this.
I'd buy this issue just for that panel because it's so impactful. The way that just happens. So I appreciate that getting put in there. And what was we've done a few tie-ins now. What would you say makes this one different than the others?
There have been a few. We did a Cloak and Dagger and a Spider-Man tie-in, a Hulk tie-in recently, and now Doctor Strange. The reason this is my favorite is the way it ties in so directly to the actual event, more so than the other ones did, which definitely felt more almost like an advertisement, like a preview of upcoming events. Right. Here's this guy Thanos. He's scary. Check back Infinity Gauntlet number 1 to see what happens next. This one doesn't market much like that. It's pure event comic storytelling, and it's awesome.
It's so good, and it all takes place in seconds after within the mind of Silver Surfer. This is why I love comic books.
It's very Doctor Strange.
So friggin' awesome. All right, so I have to kick this question to the audience. I want to know, down in the comment section below, if we were to see Silver Surfer incorporated into the Marvel universe, which
it's coming.
It
it's
has
coming.
to.
They bought Fox,
this is
man.
too good. It's too good. We're going to see him. How do you want to see him incorporated? All right. Put in the comment section below. Like the video. Also subscribe. But you know what? This is how I want to see it done.
Go.
Planet Zenla. No Marvel characters.
Right.
No characters that we know. I don't want him in this movie. I don't want him touching it.
No Tony Stark?
No, we don't need him.
Damn.
We don't need him.
Bye.
What we need, Mr. Rad.
Right. That makes sense. He's
All
my
right.
character.
Planet Zenla. Experiencing the arrival of Galactus.
Ooh.
I want a film of the dread of a galactic being showing up on a planet to destroy it.
To eat your whole planet.
I want to see this planet with all of its like utopia. I want to see the machines, the sci-fi Kirby freaking goodness on screen. That's all I want to see. Then I want to see the enslavement of Mr. Rad. I want to see him become Silver Surfer. And if anything happens into like to tie this movie, it's to do a quick cut to a future where they show up on Earth and they introduce you to Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's how you'd bring Fantastic
That's how
Four
you
in.
bring them in.
Dude.
And that's it.
think
I'm
I-
saying it right now. You feel it?
I kind of just pooped my pants a little bit.
Did
with,
you feel
with
it?
excitement.
Oh, that's
feel
all
it.
I've wanted. That's all I've wanted for so long. And it's like, and guess what? You know what? You can make an origin story so you can make everybody happy. Because like, that's the thing. Like no one wants an origin story. No one really wants that. But you know that the studio does. You know they want to milk as many films as they can. Let's meet them halfway. You do an origin story, but you do the best origin story.
At what time in the movie would you have Galactus show up? How much?
Halfway through.
So there would be like parts of the movie with him be as Silver Surfer flying around, doing stuff. It's not like like Zenla the movie.
No. It's like I would say halfway through, and then Silver Surfer, like the deal happens, and that's kind of like the climax. And then it's like you know the post scenes is like them going off, and maybe like it's the enslavement, and that's the end of the movie. But then the credits roll, and then the post scene is them showing up on Earth, and I don't know, maybe you see the Thing. Or something
small,
like something, or you see, or they arrive on Earth and
The Four
Silver
is in the
Surfer,
sky, dude.
yeah, the
fiery
right
Four.
the fiery Four is in the sky. Yes, that's what I want. Thor, please. All right, so I want to hear your answer in the comment section below. That went a little long,
It's
but
fun.
it's the truth.
It's
the
fun.
truth. We do appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and as always,
Geek responsibly.
enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. Take a look at this. I just pulled these out. First Jim Lee and X-Men, a ton of them. It's pretty cool. I'm just stoked about that. New collection for the Mystery Mail Call. I got about 75 slots left for October, so you're going to want to hit that link in the description if you're not currently joined. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be at New York City Comic Con next week, so holla at your boy.